Ford versus Ferrari has recently hit theaters, and this movie, from my understanding of it, has been anticipated for quite a while now. And they finally did it. They finally made a movie based on a true story. And we thought we would take the time today.
It's never been done before.
No. We thought we would take the time today to kind of tell you if it's a good movie or not, because we went to go see it last night.
So it's like a movie / review / should you watch it /
It's a movie review.
impressions / review.
Movie review.
Yes.
But anyway, the first of, maybe not the last though, on this channel. I don't know, we'll see. But this was right up our alley, seeing as this is a car show, we thought we would go check it out. So, my thoughts on it. I liked the movie. I'll start off by saying that. I liked the movie, and I think people should go watch it. The reasons I think people should go watch it is, well, first of all, it's an important piece of history, really.
Yes.
And I think, even though it's not a documentary, it is a Hollywood film.
Yes, there's a lot of dramatization in there.
It's exactly what you would expect, right? It is still a fascinating story, and I think it would really draw people into maybe knowing more about cars too. Yeah. Just in general, that movie alone was, it struck a chord with me personally. Just the amount of the thrill behind and the chaos behind what those guys do.
Yeah. And how it all came about and all that.
It's incredible. It's an incredible story. So, I think you should go watch it. I did have, I will say, a little bit of understanding of how the story went.
Yes.
So I had the basic foundation, but I did not have nearly as much depth as I could have going in. Mm-hmm. And I think that made it more enjoyable because the little Hollywoodizations that they throw in there didn't really bother me.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know the specifics. Yeah. In fact, my knowledge was not as deep as a wiki article, basically. You know what I mean?
I know.
So
I can feel this. I can relate to that. I mean, the whole thing for me was mostly like, would that really happen though? Like the dramatizations of actual machinery probably not working the way it should.
Right. Yes.
Like spoilers. One of the things is I'm pretty sure a 427 cubic inch big block Ford doesn't rev to 9,000 RPM. I've heard otherwise from some sources, but
fact check him, everybody.
Yes, please. Can a 427 cubic inch 7-liter big block Ford from the the GT40 rev to 9,000 RPM? Because I'm pretty sure it'd literally shake itself apart at that point. Well, another thing was the gear shift really on the right side in a left hand?
Yes. They designed it that way.
Oh, it was, so it was there. So it's not just him shifting into the door, into the door. Yes. It was actually there.
I'm not sure.
Because that was the other thing. I'm like, he's shifting with his right hand, but he's driving on the wrong side of the car. Yeah. So I was a little confused on how that worked.
I'm pretty sure. I'm not certain that is regulation.
That's another thing that should be fact checked that I have not done yet.
My bet is with the movie, but
hey, well, I'm just saying those are the two things that kind of caught my eye as a car enthusiast. I'm like, and not knowing the most about the GT40. Yeah. As you said, like I knew a little bit going into it, but not everything. I'm curious about those two facts. Other than that, everything else was pretty decent.
I want to talk about the acting for a second because it does star Batman and Jason Bourne.
Oh yes, the beauty combination.
That is a really good combination. If you want to beat up some people, Batman and Jason Bourne. Yeah, that's the ultimate combo.
Too bad there's really no just bad guys that they go ham on in the middle of this movie. If some guys just came in from on helicopters with some AK-47s and then they just started going ham on them, that would have it would have been a little bit weird probably, but it would have been okay.
It would have been great. Yeah, I wanted to see that. But generally speaking, when you know the actor, when it's Tom Hanks, you're not watching him play a character, it's just Tom Hanks.
Yes, you're watching Tom Hanks do something.
That's my personal experience. This was not the case. After about 2 minutes, I completely forgot who I was watching. It was about the story.
Yes.
They were both, Christian Bale and Matt Damon were both really good in my opinion.
Yes, and all the supporting actors there as well. The pit crew chief, what was his name? Tall, lanky guy. Phil. Yeah. Phil? I forget who that actor is, but he did a great job as well. Actually, I could argue that he was my favorite character in that movie.
Well, I think most of that is because Matt Damon and Christian Bale both are extremely good and devoted character actors.
Yeah. They're good at acting. They're not. Yeah.
Matt Damon takes on so many different characters. Like, it's almost impossible to see him as, like, Batman or Jason Bourne to me, because he's done so many, and a lot of the stuff he does is kind of historical characters, too, in that genre of movie. So it's kind of like if you need a historical figure, it's like right now it's like Matt Damon.
Yeah. He did really good. I was very impressed by both of them. Another thing that impressed me about the movie, I know you said it was a little bit loud. I think part of that, though, it was almost an empty theater because we went to go watch it at
That's true.
10:45.
It was very loud, though.
Yes. It was a loud one. Yes. But if that theater was full, it probably would have been better.
Oh, well, probably a little less. But I mean, it could have been worse noises. It was engine noises. It could have been somebody dragging their nails down a chalkboard. It could have been a little girl screaming. It could have been Andres. I mean, you know.
What movies are you going to watch?
Yeah, Joe.
Well, I'm just saying there's a lot of weird noises in the world.
Continue, Peter.
The sound design and the cinematography worked together beautifully. Yes. I was really impressed. It was incredibly immersive. I felt like I was there. I felt like I was driving the car. It was very thrilling for me personally. It I think will show a lot of maybe people who don't understand the hype around cars. It will at least help you understand a little bit what the intrigue is there.
Or make you hate it that much more.
Or if it doesn't do anything for you, you know, hey, maybe this isn't for me, and that's fine.
One funny thing I noticed, though, with the sound is it is loud in the movie theater, but it's louder in real life. And one thing I thought that was really funny, that's really Hollywood in that film, probably one of the few things in there, was when they were doing a warm-up lap. Mm-hmm. And the race car driver, Ken, looked over to the guy next to him. Open cockpit, and was talking as they're driving.
I noticed that too, and I'm really happy you brought that up, because that was probably the most hilarious part of the movie.
Yes, and it happened multiple, even when they were in Le Mans, and they were going head to head. They'd pull up next to each other and they'd look at each other. It's like,
well, I mean, if you think about it, if they don't look at each other, what's the point of going to the movie? It's like you gotta get the tension. You gotta have that Italian stare. Like the guy driving the Ferrari, you know he's Italian. You know he's like he's in it for the spaghetti. You know,
they messed up. They should have been like as he drove by.
How Italians shift gears.
I didn't mind, though. I didn't mind because the movie itself was so good that I wasn't focusing on it. I only really thought about it until after the movie, and I was like, nah, no.
Minor spoiler. Click off now if you don't want to have a minor spoiler. My favorite part of the film was when Shelby invited Ford into the car and drove him around for a little bit and freaked him the hell out.
Yes.
So I don't think he was freaking out because he was crying, but I think it was tears of joy as if you listened to him. It was like, I wish my grandfather could have seen this.
But then he was like,
he was freaking out.
Well, yeah, but because he was like, Shelby was like, so do you see why not just anybody could do this? He's like, yes.
Yes, it was great. Was hilarious. That was my favorite part. But anyway, should you go watch it? What do you guys think?
Yes. I would say that even if you know nothing, don't let the fact that you know nothing about Le Mans, racing, cars, whatever.
So like the average girlfriend.
Okay. Turn you off of watching this movie. I think that it was a good movie for basically anyone to watch. If you know a little bit, it'll make it that much better.
Yes.
If you know too much, like you mentioned,
it'll make it that much worse.
You're going to notice a lot of things that, Hollywood puts
Well, I mean, that's what, like, if you watch a movie about anything and you happen to know a lot on the subject, it kind of is like
right,
that anyway.
You start to notice things and it kind of ruins the experience. So maybe if you know a little too much, keep that in mind to don't judge it because it is Hollywood.
It's a Hollywood movie,
but
it's a good movie.
But I would say, yes, if you like watching movies, that's a good movie to go watch.
Consensus? Do we agree?
Yes.
I have one qualm though.
Go for it.
The movie is Ford versus Ferrari, but it was more of like Shelby versus Ford. There was like one in-depth scene with Ferrari, and then
that's it. That's all you see.
I wanted to see more Ferrari because we get to see the Ford aspect. But you know what? Thinking about it, the movie already 2 hours long. I think if they tried to add a Ferrari aspect, it would be another 2 hours long.
Probably.
Probably.
Hey, you know what? I guess we'll just have to wait for the movie to come out. Ferrari versus Ford.
Yes. No, good sequel there. Although probably going to need to know Italian to watch that movie.
Probably, yes. But with that, thank you so much for watching. While you're here, go ahead and check out some of our other videos maybe. I'll link to one that I think you might like. And with that, we'll see you next week.